Hey, Matthew James here, creator of the Air Force Flight Log. You'll notice if this is the first time you've ever logged in that you come to this screen. This is the dashboard. This is where you always first show up. This has a lot of information that's personally applicable to your flight time, and it automatically populates as you enter flights. Let's take a look at the tabs across the bottom. We have the dashboard, which is where we are, your flight log screen. Of course, it looks better once you start adding flights and start populating those. Come over one more tab, you've got the Add Flight tab. I'll come back to this in just a second. I'll show you exactly how to add a flight. In the meantime, let's check out the Settings tab. When you come here, you're allowed to enter your total flight time and any NVG total time that you might have. This is historical data. This is only input in the case that you don't have the time to put in some of your old hours. I do highly recommend going back through and taking whatever flight log that you used to have and entering all that flight time into this flight log. However, if you just want to capture it right away, just come here, enter what your flight time just happens to be. NVG, total time, come down here and enter your birth month in order to track your 6-month 8-part semi-annual minimums. Of course, click on Save button a couple times, make sure that it saves. Come down here to the Custom Aircraft Management. If you happen to fly an aircraft on a regular basis that is not entered into this aircraft log, go ahead and enter it here. Just enter it in this block and then click Add, and it shows up here. If you ever just want to get rid of it, do a swipe and hit Delete. Okay, on to the good stuff. If you click on the Add Flight tab, you come here, and we're going to enter a flight just so you can see how this process works. Up here at the top is the date. It always defaults to the current date, so come here, enter whatever it happens to be. If you're putting a flight in that's from a month ago or a few days, just make sure you put in the correct date. Of course, come here, put in your from and where you're headed, and what aircraft you're flying. Let's say you're flying an A-10 and tail number 456. You can enter any number of combinations in here, letters, numbers, as long as you want them to be. I recommend trying to keep it short just to keep your log looking halfway decent. Of course, put your kind of flight codes in here, and then do your positions, conditions here. Let's say that you are a first pilot, PIC or PC. Enter that information there. Doing a daytime flight and flying for 2 hours. You only need one of these lines filled out in order to save this, but you need at least one line filled out. Come down here, you can add in your landing types, iterations, different approach types and iterations, and you can add any remarks. This information is optional. You do not have to fill this stuff in if you do not need to or you do not want to. Of course, when you're done, come down here and click Add Flight. If it is exactly as you want it to be, say yes, and then OK. Now that's all there is to it. It clears itself so that you can add another flight. If you come over here to the Flight Log tab, you can see your flights as they auto-populate here. You can edit the flight by clicking on the notepad icon on the right side, or you can come up here to the top left. The red button will allow you to export your flight log, and over here is the search button, which will allow you to widen your search parameters or narrow as needed so that you can find exactly what flight you happen to be looking for. Come back here to the dashboard, and again, all that information that you add will auto-populate here in the dashboard so that you can see this information at a glance. That's all there is to it, guys. If you have any questions, give me a quick shout. Email me at support@posthousestudios.com, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. Thank you. Have a great day.